Hi guys, good morning. It's Lindsay and welcome back to my channel. I am about to make a chai latte and I have some toast in the toaster. I just went to the grocery store yesterday and couldn't find eggs anywhere, which is kind of my go-to breakfast. So I think I'm gonna have avocado toast today and then make some overnight oats to have for like the rest of the week. I just didn't want to have to go to multiple grocery stores and I can definitely find other things to eat. A little drizzle of olive oil with my salt and red pepper flakes. Can't complain about that. Now to get ready, my waves are a little bit uneven, so I am going to restyle them with water and some air dry styler. I've posted a bunch of videos on this, so if you need any of the products, I can link them below. But I think I am gonna blow dry my bangs because the cowlick is so strong and I kind of forgot that when I have curtain bangs, I have to blow dry them just as often as straight across bangs. Like, they just don't air dry like this. And I know with straight across bangs, you do have to trim them, but it really is kind of the same amount of work to upkeep curtain bangs and like style them every day, in my opinion. Sorry. The birds are so loud outside, but it's honestly kind of cute. Now I have a little quince haul for you guys because I'm so excited to be working with them on this video and share with you some of my favorite pieces for spring transition weather and how I would style them. I am such a huge fan of quince. I wear their pieces all the time in my vlogs and Instagram photos, so I'm sure you've seen me wear pieces before, even if you didn't know it. But I really love quince because they prioritize sustainability, they use a lot of organic materials, and they also make high quality items more accessible and affordable to all by working direct to consumer. Starting out with these amazing woven Italian leather ballet flats. I am a huge fan of ballet flats. I think they're just the easiest shoe to throw on. They go with everything, and these are so beautifully crafted. They have a really supportive insole as well, which makes a difference when it comes to a flat shoe. I got two cashmere sweaters because I just love their cashmere, and this is a short sleeve kind of mock neck style, which I think is perfect for transition weather. This is gonna be so chic with some jeans and a heeled boot for going out to dinner, or like a long maxi skirt. And then I also got a different colorway of my favorite oversized cashmere crew from them. This is just the perfect sweater. I love the thick collar and the ribbing on the sleeves. It just has a great flow to it, and I wear my other one so much that I just knew if I got a second one, I would wear it just as much. It's just the perfect oversized sweater. But because we're heading into spring, I also got that same cut of sweater in baby blue in 100% cotton. So it's super lightweight, and with white jeans or linen pants, I know I will be wearing this a ton. I also got a pair of 100% silk trousers from them, and these have a drawstring and pockets. They feel so luxurious, and they're about half the price of other brands selling this exact same cut. I also got this blue tank dress, which is such a pretty color and flattering silhouette. I love any kind of dress I can just throw on with a ballet flat and leave the house. This is perfect for that. They also offer free shipping on all orders and 365-day returns because they really want to make sure you love your pieces, and I don't see a lot of brands doing that. If you're interested in any of these pieces, you can shop them directly through the links in my description box. I bought a multi-pack of Recess, and this flavor, black cherry, not my favorite. I was honestly leaving it to the last minute, but I just need something fun to drink. I just feel like things that are cherry can very quickly go into cough syrup territory, and I fear we are so close to that. But I wanted to get the variety pack before committing to any flavor, but now I think I know my favorite is the peach ginger, and I'm not gonna do the variety pack again. It's not that good. For lunch, I'm gonna make a pasta salad, and I can't decide if I want shells or farfalle. I think shells is probably the best shape for a pasta salad, but farfalle is just so much cuter. we're going with shells. I make a lot of pasta salads because they are just so easy and you can add whatever you want to them. I'm not following any recipe for this, just following my heart on what sounds good. I think I'm gonna do a balsamic vinegar, olive oil, and Italian seasoning dressing. Just keep it super simple. I'm using garbanzo beans and salami as the protein source in this, but you can absolutely keep it vegan and do just 2 cans of beans. And while our pasta is cooking, I'm gonna quickly make overnight oats because I know this just takes 10 minutes of prep and then I have a delicious breakfast the next day. And I like to put yogurt in it so it's more filling. Overnight oats done. I accidentally turned this video into a what I eat in a day, but I don't mind. Sometimes I like to work on the ground just so that Sammy and I can hang out because she's on the ground and if I sit at my desk, I can't really hang out with her. But anyways, I just filmed some short form content and now I'm importing all of the footage and it always takes a long time. So while that is happening, I thought I would answer the questions you sent me on Instagram, which hopefully will be a nice way to catch up. I haven't vlogged in the past 2 months because my mental health was so bad and I feel like I'm still recovering from it. I'm still having trouble sleeping, still just kind of anxious throughout the day. I should probably go back to therapy, but I kind of want a new therapist. It's a lot. I kind of want to move. We'll get into it, but I thought I would answer all of your questions because I think there's also maybe more interesting other things too. Go-to coffee order lately is an iced chai, specifically from Verve Coffee with almond milk. So good and doesn't make me anxious because unfortunately, when my anxiety is like present, if I have coffee, it's a day ruiner. Advice for a no buy, I feel like I don't have control over my spending. At least you're aware of it. I feel like that's step one. You know, if you really are afraid of doing a no buy, try a no buy week, then a no buy 2 weeks, then a no buy 3 weeks. Just, you know, don't give yourself a no buy 75. It's okay to feel that way. It's understandable. I feel like in times of stress, I always would opt for scrolling on apps and shopping, not even necessarily purchasing, but just like feeling the desire to spend money. And I always was like, oh, well, I'm being creative. I'm curating, but no, I really just was like filling the void. So try journaling more, keep a list of things you do want to buy, and start small. Are you still looking to move out of your current apartment? Love your content and vlogs, by the way. Thank you. I really would love to move, actually. I have been looking on Zillow every single day, and I might even tour an apartment this week so I could show it to you guys. I just think we'd be more comfortable in a 2-bed. We don't have a dishwasher, we don't have a washer and dryer in unit, and there's not a lot of space, and it would be really beneficial for me to just like have an office I can always film in instead of having to like take over the whole living room since we do share this space. So it is something on my mind. I'm just picky. I know what I like, and it'll take a while to find it. Do you still journal? Any tips for starting out or staying consistent? I honestly haven't been journaling and I should. It makes me feel better every time I do. It doesn't have to be consistent or have structure necessarily. I think even just doing like a brain dump journal for 10 minutes, 20 minutes a day feels really good. And it's also nice to be able to look back on and like see how your mental health ebbed and flowed and remember really like happy moments and just kind of like a timeline, a record of your life. So I'd love to get back into it. I was journaling every day for a pretty long time. Can you please talk about your experiences with functional medicine? I went to a functional medicine doctor for my SIBO, which is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, and it's very uncomfortable, very difficult to deal with. That thorough testing, along with the protocol that she gave me, genuinely changed my life. I have never felt less sick. I've always really struggled with stomach issues throughout my whole life, but I never thought I would be at a point where I could eat my trigger foods again. It's just a nice combination of Western medicine along with trying to find the root cause. She did prescribe antibiotics, but she also encouraged me to take supplements and herbs, and overall that approach, a very whole approach, worked very well for me. Even though it was pretty expensive, it was all out of pocket. Looking to make more vegan recipes, any recs or recipes and influencers to follow. I really love Minimalist Baker, From My Bowl, Jessica's Kitchen, and Justine Cooks. She's a pescatarian, but if you're looking to add more plant-based recipes into your life, those are some really solid ones that have never done me wrong. And I think now I'm at that point with my health where I'm no longer anemic, I'm feeling really good. I am like not afraid to eat a more plant-based diet again, because it was making me really sick before to eat so much fiber, and now that I'm able to like eat meat with it, I feel a lot better. What's your favorite piece of decor in your home? Probably this coffee table, honestly. It is a Noguchi replica, I think. I don't know if it's an original. I got it on OfferUp. I got it secondhand, but I absolutely love it. And I feel like if we were to move, it would be one of the few things I would keep, because this couch is so cooked. It is so small and stained. I desperately would love to get a sectional couch and probably a bigger TV console and a different dining table vibe, but I do love this coffee table. What is the hardest part about being a content creator? I feel like the hard parts are very much outweighed by the positives, so I don't like to focus on the negatives. I really try to never ever complain, because I'm so grateful to have such a flexible job and be able to do something that I love, that I've wanted to do since I was a child. But I would say the hard parts for me are being self-disciplined, because I am a very type B, go with the flow person, and I don't do great with deadlines and getting myself up every single day and making things happen. And I don't think it's very healthy to look at yourself as much as content creators have to. I think if I had an editor, it might help, but there are so many pieces of content that I have scrapped because I didn't like how I looked. Someone asked, how is my sister doing? Which is so incredibly kind. I feel like some of you guys might follow her from when she's been in my content over the years, but last year she actually got incredibly sick, and I mentioned it briefly, but it was so all-consumingly difficult that I didn't even know how to bring it up. The entire year she was in so much pain, but she still dedicated her time to getting her master's degree in therapy, working as a therapist, and helping other people, and she just inspires me so much, and I'm so grateful for her. So she's doing great. How to handle a friendship breakup. I actually went through one about this time last year that was very painful because it was kind of one-sided. I had never ever had a friendship breakup happen before, and so I feel like it's kind of a rite of passage in your mid-20s, late 20s to experience one, and it was so hard. It hit me like harder than breakups that I have been through with boyfriends. You kind of just have to allow yourself to grieve like you would a relationship. You saw a future with them, maybe they didn't, or something might have happened, or you wronged one another, and if someone doesn't want to be in your life for whatever reason, trust me, you will be grateful in the long term for the space it clears up for better relationships that want to be there for you or that want to work through conflict. I don't know where the question went, but someone asked me how my 20s looked different than I thought they were going to, and the main thing definitely would be friendships. There were people that I thought were going to be in my life forever, and I always thought I was going to have this large friend group that you see in the movies, and I kind of don't, and I've come to accept that. I have absolutely amazing, wonderful, deep friendships that I feel so loved and cherished by. They just don't all know each other, and that's fine. I think maybe once we move into an apartment where I have a table I can host people at, I'd love to bring together my friends that don't know each other as well, but I would say that's something that just has changed as I've gotten older. My Pilates class is about to start. I just got the notification that it starts in an hour, but it takes me a while to get there. I have to walk Sammy. It's a whole thing. I went to sleep with wet hair, so this is what my bangs decided to do. So I'm gonna soak these and see if I can blow them out. I really don't like going to bed with my hair wet because obviously this is what happens, but I just had no choice. That cardio Pilates class took me out. It is 12 p.m. We just had our apartment cleaned and it is so spotless. The entire place smells good and I feel mentally better already. I also slept pretty well last night and I'm going to tour an apartment today, so I'm feeling pretty good. I just edited for the past few hours while they cleaned, and it really is one of those things that we started paying for once Kyle moved in here that is worth every penny. The unit I'm seeing today is a 2-bed, 1-bath with a newly renovated kitchen and bathroom, but a lot of old school charm, solid hardwood floors, and arched windows that are super pretty, but it does have an in-unit washer and dryer. The only thing is they put them in the kitchen. I don't know why you would do that and not just put them in a closet, but I think it has potential. It's also within our budget, which I am trying to stick to because I want a home. I want to save money. I am trying to remind myself of that when I'm thinking about like, well, how bad would it be to spend this much on an apartment if it has everything that I want? Not good thinking. I think I'll also get a coffee while I'm out because I made one this morning, but it just wasn't that good. I feel like sometimes they're perfect and then other times I'm like, why does this taste like milk? Here is my outfit for the day. I am wearing a sweater that I showed you guys yesterday from Quince. Vintage jeans, those woven ballet flats, which I wore all day yesterday and they are super comfortable. And then I'm gonna carry this little tote bag so I can bring my notebook and my headphones, wallet, and keys. Here is the completed look with my sunglasses. I love it. There is a Waymo behind me, and if you're not familiar with Waymos, they are self-driving cars, driverless vehicles, autonomous driverless vehicles, and I know that they're everywhere. I see them all the time, but it still doesn't get less weird to just like see no one in the vehicle. It's also kind of funny to see them pick people up because they will pull over and people will get inside and then they just leave, but no one's in it. Yeah, I think you might have just been able to see it out the window. I don't know. They freak me out. Taking an Uber is also putting your life at risk, so it's hard to say whether a Waymo is any safer, but we did see one go through a green light when there was an ambulance coming, so everyone knew to stop because there was an ambulance coming, but the Waymo had no ability to hear that as a driver and slow down or pull over, so it just went straight through the light, and thankfully there wasn't any kind of problem with the ambulance coming, but there easily could have been if the ambulance was going really fast or didn't see them, and I do think about that. What if there was no one in the car too? Sometimes they drive around with no one in the passenger seat or in the back, just like collecting data. I'm like 10 minutes away from the apartment. They just told me they were running late, so. Here she is. If we're not moving here, this will be included. Otherwise I won't, but you can see the big windows. It's like a Spanish style home. Okay, so just toured the unit. You could tell they put some serious work into updating the kitchen and the bathroom while trying to keep some of that charm, but honestly, the old wood floors were super stained and you could tell there was a lot of water damage in the wood from how warped it was, and there also was no air conditioning, which I completely overlooked. I know in New York, not having heat is illegal, but I feel like in LA, not having air conditioning at some point is going to become illegal, especially with how hot it really gets in like the Valley and East LA. I am mostly looking from mid-city to West LA, so it's not even like that hot, but if there's no AC, I'm so sorry. I will be baking alive. I did drive around the neighborhood though because it was really cute and look to see if there was any other units available because I do really like this area. I just sat and journaled for a little bit at Andante and got a barista horchata, which is horchata with almond milk and 2 shots of espresso. There's a cinnamon stick in it. and it is delicious. It is just such a nice treat and so refreshing because it did get pretty hot while I was walking there. I haven't taken myself out to coffee and like sat and journaled in a long time. I used to do that, and it really is quite grounding and relaxing. I feel just like so much clearer headed and less anxious. I definitely would recommend it. Now I'm gonna go home and make some dinner. I think I'm gonna do chicken with peanut sauce, glass noodles, shredded carrots, cilantro, and green onion. And it should be really good with a homemade peanut sauce. I'll leave the recipe below for this peanut sauce, but it's very easy.